Hey, it's Frank from Detail, and in this video tutorial I'm going to show you exactly what gear I use to make video tutorials for Detail. As always, I'm screen recording. It's going to be a very long tutorial with iPhones, iPads, multi-camera, professional cameras, external microphones. Right now I'm only using the internal microphone. I have this one as backup, and I'll show you exactly what I'm doing, so follow along for this journey and I hope you like it. So here we go. So this is our little studio. We use this to record podcasts, and the Detail team sometimes records here as well. It's a nice little space, but it's important to know I'll show you everything without the need of external gear. So we start with only what actually my iPhone, and then we're going to build it out because there's a couple things I really want to show you, and hopefully it helps you become a creator easier, better, quicker. So without further ado, let's start with the bag. This is the bag I use to travel with. I use this for my professional gigs as well. I film internationally with this small little camera, so that's other camera we're going to use. Gear is good, right? We're using an iPad. This iPad will come in handy. I have a bag with some cables. We always need these kind of things, USB cables, quite important, chargers. Some other stuff that's not needed for now. I'm gonna use this tripod. This tripod will help me. I'm gonna mount this one right now. This will help me to put up this nice shot. So I'm actually, there you go. I can actually show the gear and have my hands free. I'm using an external microphone, and that's this Holy Land set. If you want to up your audio quality, I could definitely recommend it. As you can see, there's one missing here. That's the one I'm using already. The cool thing about these microphones is they record internally. We'll get to that in a second. Right now, I'm still using the internal microphone of my iPhone. And this is also the moment where we're going to switch to horizontal. So we can just do that right now. And I'll place it here. And this will already showcase the first issue we have as creators. Because I want to be able to see what I'm doing. And I want to showcase some stuff. But the selfie camera of the iPhone is not the best camera. So the best camera is the rear camera. So of course we can record this one with Detail. And there you go. I just flip the camera or the iPhone around. But I can't see what I'm doing because I'm looking towards the back of the iPhone. So how am I going to solve this? And this is where my iPad comes in. It's a really great monitor. And of course it runs Detail. So for the sake of the argument, I'm going to now return to the selfie camera. Because I have no clue what I'm filming. So hopefully that came through in the right way. So we're going to use the iPad. This can also be a second iPhone, but we're going to use the iPad to actually use it as a monitor, so we can actually see what we're doing. This is the iPad Air 2025. I'm also using a iPad Pro 3rd gen, 2nd gen, 8 years old, works perfectly fine. And I'm going to screen record the iPad so you can actually see what I'm doing. There's no secrets. I want to show you as what I do step by step so you can really understand how this process works. And of course, we're going to open Detail here, and then we're going to hit the plus icon, and you see this really nice selfie view with the front camera of the iPad, which is not the greatest. This is a really recent model, but it doesn't look that great. I would arguably say that the iPhone 16 Pro has a better selfie camera, but we're going to switch to the rear camera, and then we're going to monitor it on the iPad. So how we can do this is by pressing the connect button on both devices. So we're also going to do this here. Connect. And then we get this really nice split screen. But what I want to do is want to go to layout. I want to focus on the iPhone. So we're going to tap on swap sources. So this selfie camera is now being broadcasted here to my iPad, as you can see. But then we're going to tap here on the to rotate the camera, and then now we have a really high quality image. basically my tutorial could end here, because this is how you can get the highest quality out of your iPhone and your iPad. You have a really nice screen. You can place this one here, and then because I can see what I'm doing, this actually works really well. So you can imagine you can record a pretty decent tutorial like this. But then you're still using the internal microphone, which works pretty well, but this is where Holy Land or any external microphone comes in. And what you can do, I'll showcase this by using the iPhone. You have this set here. So this charge box, if you open it, this microphone I'm already using just for backup. This comes with two receivers. So it's two microphones, one microphone, second microphone. They look like this, have a nice clip. But you can use basically any microphone out there. There's like so many cheap ones on the market that work perfectly fine. This we're going to use a little bit later. We're going to connect it one to this Pro camera, but we're not using it right now. So we're going to use this. And this is the Holy Land receiver that pops right into your USB-C port of your iPad or iPhone, doesn't really matter. And 3, 2, 1, pop it in, and you should see here that there is a wireless microphone. You see here the USB icon, and let me tap it here. You see this USB icon, and that means the wireless microphone is connected. If I would then record, then I'm using the rear camera of my iPhone and professional audio. So that microphone is being sent to the iPad, and I'm using that the image of my iPhone. And this is basically the best way to utilize your iPhone and an iPad as a monitor. And I think this result is already super great. You don't need to do this with an iPad. You can do this with 2 iPhones. You can also use your older decommissioned iPhone. So there's this smaller monitor, but at least you can use the rear camera of your iPhone for the highest quality. This is how you could really make beautiful content. But I know you're in it for the next step, so let's go for it, right? So we're gonna upgrade our setup a little bit, and I'm using a Sony a7C II. A really nice compact little body, full frame, a really nice lens. And the reason why I'm using Sony, but this can be done with many other camera brands, is that Sony is very compatible as a webcam. So you just plug in one USB-C cable into the iPad, and then wow, your image will be upgraded instantly. So I'll show you how this is done. But of course, as I'm traveling light, I want to also use a tripod. So this is I should not say this because I can't pronounce this. Let me see if I can show you this. I can't pronounce this word, so I'm very sorry. Tripod, baby tripod, and then I'm using an Arca plate, which then snaps on here. So, and I would say, people could say like, hey, you can flip out the screen, you can see exactly what you're doing, but that's completely true. But you also need to edit your footage, right? And this is where detail comes in handy. And if you record internally with this camera, the files can get really big as well. So that's why I'm using detail as well. We're gonna use a USB-C cable, plug it on the side, and then we're gonna remove this one for a second. We don't need it because I'll show you another trick. And then we're gonna use this USB-C cable. So let me show you USB-C cable in the camera. That goes directly into the USB-C of the iPad. And then of course we need to turn on the camera. There you go. We just really upgraded our image using detail. because we're still using detail, but we're just inputting a higher quality signal. And the cool thing about these lenses is that you can play with exposure, etc., and it just looks awesome. Don't you agree? I mean, still you can switch lenses, like you say, this works perfectly fine. If you would compare them, this is an iPhone and that's the Pro camera. And then of course you can play around or zoom in a little bit. And I mean, I think there's a really big difference in quality. Right. How do we then use these microphones? Because this one is not going to work. This is where this piece of equipment comes in. It's a Holy Land camera adapter comes in handy. And we're going to use this camera receiver, which will automatically switch on. And then we're going to put it, we can click this one on, and I will link everything in the description below. And I think this is really awesome, given how much value you get for this piece of kit. This thing will click, and I'll show you. I'll show you here. These little pins in the bottom will go here in the hot shoe. And then you get a direct connection with the microphone I'm wearing into the camera. And the cool thing is that this is also being sent through this USB-C cable to the iPad, which is awesome. So there's literally no cables being used. So the wireless microphone is being sent to this unit, and that's going through the hot shoe, through this USB-C cable to the iPad. And this microphone here, this is being sent directly to the iPad, which I think is insane. So I'm not sure if that's really clear. I hear you say, I don't have a Sony, I don't have an external camera, or I have a Canon or a Fuji. This adapter of Holy Land will not work. But luckily there's a simple solution. And I think if you own a, let me see if I have this cable. Yes. If you own a Rode microphone set, you could technically also use the 3.5mm to 3.5mm. And I'm gonna show you this, because you can also, so I'll show you this. This receiver also has a line out. So this one goes, this one goes here, and this will go into your camera like this. Let's see if they can show this. So this is the 3.5mm, and that works perfectly fine, because as you can see here that the audio is coming through pretty well. So there's multiple ways of actually using the audio out from your Holy Land set. This works with the Rode microphones. This works with any USB microphone. All right, let me place this one here, and then I'm gonna make sure I'm seeing what I'm doing. So by placing everything level, I want to make it look as good as possible, of course. And all of a sudden, I have a iPad which I can monitor. I have professional audio, and technically I could do a split screen and then have either the front or rear camera to show stuff. Audio sounds good. I can start recording on either device. So as you can see, I pressed on my iPad, on my iPhone, and started recording on my iPad. And I could roam around. I could show stuff. I could use this as an overhead camera, showcase, etc. You get the drill. So to sum it up, you don't really need external devices to make a video look good, but it does help. I'm using external audio, I'm using my external camera, but the cool thing is with the right equipment, you just need one cable to have the professional camera and audio connected to your iPad. It's a multicam setup, and I would love to hear your thoughts about this, because I think it's super simple. And like I said, There's literally no excuse not to make great content. I would say happy creating. Catch you on the next one.